Oh my, if the audio does not work on this, I'm gonna lose it. Yeah, I got a new camera and I threw out the instructions. I threw out the manual. Why? It took me way too long to get this right, and it's not even gonna be perfect. You're going to have to excuse the audio right now because it was a journey to get here. I was in a music store and I came across this. It's called Sun Ra Research. It's one of a series of zines for the jazz musician Sun Ra. If you guys don't know who Sun Ra is, get into it. Like Sun Ra's name suggests, his music could be described as cosmic. He was a jazz artist, a band leader, composer. Him and his band could play these really, really tight swings and then go into this chaotic, brassy, just clamoring sound. He was among one of the first jazz musicians to use electronics, again adding to this spacey feeling. So if you've got someone like Sun Ra who wants to make the music they want to make, you get, you know, kind of left out of the jazz conversation. And for some people who might think, though it's jazz, it's so different, it's so not mainstream. You have to remember jazz musicians in the 30s, 40s, 50s, they were the rock stars of our time. They made them a lot of money. So it was important for labels to market. This is where the zines come in. In these zines are interviews with Sun Ra, and I thought I could read some things he said so you can get like a good sense of who he was. The zines were transcribed and prepared by Peter Hines. Peter Hines was close with Sun Ra, and I believe he was also a musician. This is the cover, February 1999, which is actually wild because he passed away in 1993. His close friends put the effort in to maintain his memory. This is issue 21. So you've got his poetry there, and here you'll have like a conversation that's been transcribed. Let me get to reading. I'll read the first poem. When angels speak. When angels speak, they speak of cosmic waves of sound, wavelength infinity, always touching planets in opposition outward bound. When angels speak, they speak on wavelength infinity, beam cosmos, synchronizing the rays of black darkness into visible being, blackout, dark living, myth world of being. After being asked in conversation at what age Sun Ra became conscious, he said, about 5 years old. When you're poor, that means you're elevated from, well, you touch the eternal stone. Because an ordinary man, he hasn't touched upon that mysterious thing which inspires him to be musical in words. And poetry is really wonderful. So Sun Ra was born in Alabama in 1914, the Jim Crow South. We all know that in a strange way trauma breeds imagination. I don't want to say imagination because I don't want to take away from his personal story, but his rough upbringing definitely made him super creative because he just delved straight into music, the arts, reading. Let's keep reading. In this part of the conversation, Peter Hines and Sun Ra are talking about a concert where a lot of jazz artists were invited to play, including Art Blakey, and he didn't get invited. The person mentioned in this, I'm going to not mention their name. He knows about me and he didn't include me in that. But that's all right, I don't need him. I just need myself. I didn't know nothing about it, but I see Art Blakey on there and a lot of other people. I don't need him. Here I get the sense that, let's be honest, because of the music Sun Ra makes, it's very unique, it's very different. He wasn't being considered for certain opportunities that his peers got. And I could see how that would sting a little. But this is the cost of being ahead of your time. And it would have been so much harder back in the day just because now if you're a unique artist, you've got different ways to build an audience through social media and you can find your people. Here's another excerpt I found quite interesting. There's a lot of musicians be stealing my ideas and making people think it's them. So I actually want to know the tea on this. I don't know of any interviews where Sun Ra has said, this musician has taken my idea. I would love to know if that's true. From what I've read with even about Miles Davis, there was a lot of sharing going around in the music scene in the mid 20th century. I don't know if it's true because I don't have any facts, but I definitely could see that happening. I'm sure right now you could think of so many people, so many artists who have done this, so it wouldn't surprise me if this were true. But again, it must suck as an artist to see other people taking inspiration from you and you kind of not getting the flowers or recognition. I'm not asking America for anything. They don't owe me anything. I'm not mad with anybody. It's just too bad that all these years they missed out what I'm doing. Even with the records I put out, the other things I didn't put out are more valuable. John Hines says, yes, some of those tapes are probably getting quite old and maybe brittle. Sun Ra, they might just not ever be of use to this planet. I don't want to compare Sun Ra and Miles Davis because being a black artist in the 20th century period was hard. And every artist had their series of challenges. There are still challenges in the industry today. Miles Davis, Kinda Blue, right? Phenomenal jazz album. It's considered one of the best jazz albums of all time, and Miles Davis is one of the most popular jazz artists of all time. His labels went so hard to protect all the original recordings of Kind of Blue. With artists like Sun Ra who don't get the support, who knows how many recordings or how many tapes have been damaged. This is why these zines are so important. We have record of him archiving, and that is something I've been thinking about a lot. Now we've got the internet where everything is saved. Anything you put on the internet stays there for life. So we have something, but thank God that these existed. Obviously his music still exists, but we have his memory. Maybe if there's a smaller artist that you like out there, make more effort to like archive, keep their posters, buy their merch, do all sorts of things to help uplift these groups. I've just filmed so much and I hope it makes sense, but my camera's overheating, so I've got to go. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit the like and subscribe because I'm going to be more consistent. No, I'm not going to be. I am more consistent. If I do it in present tense, it's